Right, good evening, everyone. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. Hello, everyone in chat. Welcome to another edition of Crash's Community Podcast. Now, for regular viewers, because I have done quite a few of these now, uh, you'll notice a slight difference because usually these involve Destiny and parts of the Destiny community. We have just changed it slightly because I do, and those that know me personally, have a deep love for playing Warzone. And I thought, why don't we get these wonderful three ladies on who also share a love, depending on how the games are going, of Warzone. So I've got to get this right. So this evening joining me is Meg, Paula,
Hello.
and if I
Hey.
get that one right, and behind this Gulag Girls logo is a certain Red Queen.
Oh,
Hopefully everyone can hear us because my computer decided to mess up just before we were about to go live. So fingers crossed everyone can hear us. Uh, so, first of all, thank you all of you for agreeing to come on as the Gulag Girls. It's an honour for me because I enjoy watching all three of you play the game. So, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
pleasure. Thank you.
So, just for anyone that's maybe new here, what happens is we have certain topics and questions that I'll ask the ladies. We go through them. We have a laugh. It's not Parkinson or whatever the equivalent in America is. Interview chat shows. Here's a beer. It's more relaxed. We have a laugh. If anyone comes in uh, with any hosts, raids, I like to get this out of the way now, just so you don't think I'm ignoring you, because that's not what I like to do. I always pick a moment in between topics to do the shout outs then, because I don't like to disrupt the answers or questions being asked, because I'd like to hear what's been said, and hopefully you guys do as well. So, if you three are ready to go, we'll get to the first topic or subject, which is getting to know the three of you better. So, uh, obviously, you can tell where I'm from. I've got a nice English accent, a Yorkshire accent, which is not the best accent from England, but whereabouts are the three of you from? And you can go in any order. I'm not gonna.
You know we're all gonna jump in at once, right?
Yeah,
So-
go ahead, Meg. Why me?
Polar. You go
Right,
first, Meg.
Oh,
Or Polar.
People
whoever.
may know where I am anyway. I'm in London, so Polar, and I'm based in London. Was born in Australia. Have lived here for a long time. Strange accent. Weird things happen.
I'm also from the UK. I am from the southwest, however, born and raised. Have spent some time moving around, living in London and such, but then came back to good old Devon.
Devon. Very nice. Nice
I
part
am.
of the country.
I am from good old America, and I'm actually in Colorado right now, but I'm super, super, super country. So I'm originally from Florida.
I like how she says that because I don't correlate super country with Florida.
No, neither.
Super good. And also, the only reason why she's in the group, by the way, is because she is from America. Means we get to play on their easy host. Just
Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's because I'm funny. It's my personality.
Yeah,
And
totally.
NA servers are so much easier than EU servers.
I'll have to join a game with you and try it out. I could do without the sweat lobbies from the EU.
It makes a nice change, that's for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
So, if you're not playing Warzone, you've got a night away from streaming, away from gaming, like this, feet up on the sofa, telly to yourself, and you were to put Netflix or Sky Cinema or any one of those things on, what would be your favourite either film or TV show that you would put on?
Hmm. See, that would depend on the mood for me, how I
Ah,
was feeling, whether I wanted like some kind of rom-com chick flick. Okay, look, don't deny it. You guys have like a thing for them too somewhere deep down. Or whether I wanted something more action-packed and, perhaps showing The Rock, for reasons. Yeah, I guess it depends on how I'm feeling. Um, but I like big action movies as well as like tiny little B-listers. So it's all good. I've got quite a varied approach to those kind of things.
Go ahead, Red.
I've been watching Homeland. That's what I've been
Mm.
like watching now. And
that's been really good. My wife's just watched all of them in 2 weeks.
yeah, I'm like addicted to it. So I've been watching that, binge watching that, and oh, I like all movies. There's really anything that I'd choose. Whatever I find.
Meg. So, I don't watch movies. If I try and watch a movie, I will fall asleep. But you put a TV series that I'm into in front of me, and I'll just watch it straight in one go, 8 hours. But yeah, it really depends on the mood. Like, I've got an extremely short attention span. So there aren't many shows that can hold my interest. One thing I do keep going back to is Grey's Anatomy.
Mm.
Starting from the very beginning and just working my way through it again and again.
Is it right? You'll have to forgive me for my ignorance. Is that the hospital program?
It is.
Right. Okay.
That's the one.
I've heard of it, but I just
The alternative to House, I think.
right.
I think it was before House, maybe. I can't remember. I never really watched Grey's Anatomy. But...
Ooh, could be friendships broken this evening.
I like Grace. Grace is really good.
I'm glad someone can relate, Red.
I can.
So, what's your guys' favorite type of music?
I can tell you my favorite song.
Go on
Go
then,
ahead.
Red.
Favorite song. Well, my favorite band is Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks,
Stevie Nicks.
Rhiannon. It's one of my favorites. Oldies is what I would say.
I think, again, for me, it's all depending on mood related, but more often than not, I'll be listening to like EDM, drum and bass, techno house, all that kind of stuff. So I'm very much into my electronic music.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Electronic music, dance music, EDM, house.
Trance, the whole
Catch
lot.
me in a really good mood. Some Taylor Swift, just because.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a pop idol, and Taylor Swift is my pop idol.
And we will hold
To
that
be fair,
against
her
you.
most recent album was quite good.
Her
Wow.
last 3 albums have been amazing.
Well, I've got to agree with you because it's no coincidence that Gatecrasher happens to be my name. That was obviously back in the early 2000s, going to the club, dancing to trance, and all that type of stuff. And that's the music I still listen to now. So yeah, I wish I was still a bit younger. I was planning on going to some festivals when they reopen, but I've pushed to the north side of 35 now, more towards 40. So I don't know if I can, well, my mind can do it. I don't know if the body can. That's the problem.
Do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'll
I'm-
just take
I'm
you
like-
Just
like
do it.
a week, probably a month to recover, but just do it.
Yeah,
Just do it.
I might do. So what's your favourite food? If you could have the ultimate Gordon Ramsay walks into your rooms, behind you now through the door, and he's got a silver platter, and it goes like that. What's that favourite bit food dish that's on there for you?
French
Burgers.
toast.
Yeah, so you said French toast. What did you say, Megs?
Burgers.
Burgers.
I'm probably
She
gonna go
said
with a
boogers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Too. Probably go with a roast lamb dinner. So.
Oh, I can't beat a roast dinner.
Good choice.
Excellent, excellent choice. Now, is it with all the trimmings?
100% all the trimmings. Come on, you don't do a roast without them.
Exactly.
Is it classified as a roast without the trimmings? I mean, where does that even happen? Like,
I'd like to say parts of Lancashire, because they don't have Yorkshire puddings. Or some of them won't, but that's the only about decent thing to come out of Yorkshire. Yorkshire puddings.
Your tea's pretty good as well.
yeah, Yorkshire tea is pretty good.
Yeah, I drink coffee.
Yeah, fair enough. Then.
It's it is what it is. And what did you say, Red? French toast?
Yeah, French toast, man.
Yeah, because I'm just seeing my chat now, and it'll be with ketchup. Yeah.
No, they're on this. I'm not allowed to have ketchup for a month, so I got like 2 more
really?
weeks to go
Why?
Wow.
because they made it that way.
Mm.
I hate it here.
Who made it that way?
Chat.
My chat.
Oh.
They did a sub goal and was like, you can have no ketchup for a month. I also have to be polar too. I have
Yeah,
to
you
play
do.
polar. I ordered my wig.
You did?
I have to send 10. Yeah, I have to send 10 songs that polar gets to choose,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta show my frog tattoo, which is hideous.
It's true. And I also need to teach you how to speak English with an accent. She needs to talk in an accent.
I'm glad you finished that sentence then.
Like, well, okay. I was thinking more American than English, but you know what I mean.
She needs to. She's got to teach me how to talk like her. I cannot. I tried. I can't do it.
We'll get there.
That'd be
So,
hilarious.
away from gaming and stuff like that, what do you guys like to do in your free time? Obviously, pretend lockdown and all that wasn't here. If things were normal, what would you guys in your free time like to do?
Gaming.
In a pub.
Or
A pub.
pub. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like nature. I like being outside. I like going up to the mountains, seeing animals. You know.
Mhm. I like traveling a lot.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
used to
me
do
too.
that way before pandemic sort of hit. So I'm looking forward to going back into that. That's about it really. Hanging out with friends down the pub. I miss that actually. I miss going out for a good, decent meal and a nice
Yep.
cocktail,
Yep.
and just
Yeah.
like chatting with friends. Mhm.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, definitely. It's not quite the same at the moment. We booked a table at a pub just the other side of the city in York, where I live, uh, and it was fucking freezing because you weren't allowed to sit outside, and it sort of took the shine off. Saw some friends we hadn't seen for about 6 months since before Christmas,
Uh-huh.
and it was great to catch up with them and that. But we're all there with jackets on, going shivering
Yeah.
like that with pints, and it's So I can't wait till everything obviously reopens, get back inside the pubs and socialise.
Mm. I also forget that the further north outside of London you get, or the further away from the London heat trap you get, the colder it is. So whilst it's not so bad being outside for us down here, up where you are, it's got to be a lot more bitter cold still.
Yeah,
Same where I am as well, because we're so close to the coast and obviously really far from London. Yeah, it's just freezing and the weather's been atrocious. I work in a pub and my pub, just no matter the weather, has just been so busy. Like people drinking in the rain with their coats on and their umbrellas holding a pint. And I'm just like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
how are people
I saw a video.
doing it?
The local pub just around the corner put a video on Facebook the other day. It's when we had all that really heavy rain over the last couple of days, and it showed 4 people with umbrellas while it was absolutely smashing it down with rain and hailstones.
Oh wow.
And they're there under their umbrellas like this, getting absolutely drenched, but they're still there. Like I'm just like, wow.
Mad people. I mean, it's only a pub, you know.
And well, it's what they
I
tend
know
to
it's
be
been a
like around
while.
here.
Jesus, that's a bit much, personally. There you go.
I honestly would rather go and get drunk in my bathroom than drink in a pub in the rain.
Yeah, I'm debating about buying a gazebo, a massive gazebo for the back garden for my birthday, and having just people come round.
What?
Loads better. It's going to cost me a bit of money, but hey ho, I'll take some. I'll take some heaters out there.
Exactly.
Hey, your card's right. You might be able to rent one.
Mhm.
Have it there
maybe.
for a weekend.
Yeah, maybe.
Get a little
Yeah.
marquee on the go.
To be fair, my garden is the size of a 6-a-side football pitch, so I'll be able to fit it
Easy
in.
done.
Easy done. Yeah. So, could be a tough one, this one. What's your favourite video game of all time?
Oh, The Last of Us Part 1 for me.
Great choice.
Of all time, out of all the video games I've played, that one would be the top.
Life is Strange, I think.
That's a good choice as well. I enjoyed that.
Honestly, honestly, I'm gonna say Destiny 1 was my favorite, and it was just the memories I think that got me on that one.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people that like VOG's fixing to drop, and the last time I did VOG, I had like a regular team that I did VOG with on D1, and there's only 4 of us left. The other 2 have passed. So like, it's gonna be a little sentimental, little revisit back to that area where you first met. Like I LFG'd and I met all of them, and we've all been friends since then. And I think D1's the reason why. I think that's the reason why I like D1 as much as I liked it. Just sentimental.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair enough.
I love D1.
Yeah.
My choice, oddly enough, the remasters coming in the post tomorrow. Mass Effect.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
It's one of my
I-
top 3.
Absolutely love it. Love it to pieces. And I've played it. I played a 2-3 run throughs before, but I'm just like, I want to play it again. The story, the characters, the fact
Right.
that they can actually die, and that's it. They've gone out of the game, and it transfers into the next game. They're not there. Every decision. I love that, and it's space, and it's shooting aliens, and that's why Destiny is up there with it. But yeah, I'm looking
BioWare
forward to
do
it.
tell a fantastic story.
They do.
And the lore of the Mass Effect world is insane. Like, that is one of my top 3.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. You might not see me at all until Monday.
Nice.
So
I
before
wouldn't blame you.
no. So let's get on to one of the main reasons you are here. Warzone. So to start off with, what got you interested into Warzone? And for anyone that is new here and doesn't know what Warzone is, it's Call of Duty Warzone. Just thought I'd clarify that because I was talking to some people at work and I was saying, oh, I got a win at Warzone last night. Oh, wow, what's Warzone? Oh, it's Call of Duty. Oh, right. Didn't realise it. So I thought I'd just clear that up. Sorry, mumbling. What was the question again?
What goes into Warzone?
Yeah.
I've always been into, well, so Call of Duty was the game that got me back into gaming
Right.
from that age of 14 to 17 as, a young girl where gaming's not cool, so you just don't. And I was with my dad and my stepbrother was playing it and I was watching him and I was like, are you playing against other people? Like, yeah. It was COD 4. And I was fascinated. So the next day I went out and I bought myself a PlayStation 3. I bought myself the game and I've not stopped playing Call of Duty for the last 11 years.
That's
That's kind
awesome,
of,
though.
that's actually
Yeah.
funny because that kind of reminds me of how I got back into gaming. It wasn't Call of Duty, it was through the Uncharted series, and they had a PvP.
Yeah.
And it was by watching my sister play it on PS2, I think it was at the time.
Uh-huh.
That's when I was like, yeah, I wanted to get that. I got I think Uncharted 3 came out with the PS3, and yeah, I had the PS2, the PS3, etc. So that's how I got. But in terms of Warzone, I'm like, I can't remember whether I was watching somebody else play it or whether I knew, because I'd been into BRs anyway. I didn't like PUBG, that wasn't my thing. I had been into Fortnite, so I played that a lot, especially the first 4 seasons. Apex came out, and I really enjoyed that. Um, and I think it was at a time for me where it was something different. Because I mean, whilst I've always played Destiny as my main game, I've always done side best, bitches. So like in between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, I played Titanfall 2 quite a lot. And thoroughly loved that game. Have always done something else, on the side. I'm just trying to think. 'Cause it wasn't until because I played it a little bit, I think in the beginning of season 3, but I didn't really get active in Warzone until about season 4. I just can't remember how. I just did. I think I was watching. It may have been because I was watching Iron play it a lot. So I don't know if you guys know who Iron is. But he's right now a massive Warzone streamer.
Yeah.
Wasn't always that way, but I've known him since D1. And so I think it was by watching him play that I was more interested in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Red?
Skittles. Skittles got me into it. I was I've been working for the post office for many, many, many years, and had an accident and was home for a while. And she's like, "Hey, mom, try this out," and I was hooked. But I only played multiplayer. Warzone was my first actual battle royale. I played some Fortnite and stuff like that, but nothing like I played Warzone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was just I walked into, I don't know, tell my son to clean his bedroom up or something, and he was there playing it. And I was watching him. He's like, "Oh, Dad, watch this," and I'm like, "This looks really good, actually." So I just ended up
Mhm.
downloading it, having a game. I wasn't very good, and I didn't have the biggest interest then, but I kept chipping away, kept saying, "Come play with me," and I got a bit better, and I figured out what I was doing, and then yeah, I love playing it all the time now. I play it probably the same amount as I play Destiny now,
Yeah.
which is quite a lot. Not that, well, somebody in the next room's not very happy with me about that, but hey ho.
In my life.
So with Warzone, there's tons of guns, tons of perks, and all that type of stuff that you can make all different types of combination of loadouts. But what would you say is your go-to favorite loadout? I know it can change a bit, but there tends to be one that you sort of stick with through the seasons. Kind
Like
of,
my old faithful, my ultimate faithful, my like if I'm dire, know what I need, last man standing, woman standing kind of thing, would be my M4 fully loaded ghost loadout that I have. So that is it's got weapons. They can't see me. I'm I'm gonna be okay-ish loadout. It's not the greatest gun, and I don't have the comparator, which is the growl. I think it's the growl that you can do that on as well. Get fully loaded and ghost on. So I don't have that unlocked. One of the non-perks of not actually owning the multiplayer for that, the original one when it came out. Because I got the free version of Warzone.
yeah.
So I think for me it would be that loadout. But I've been switching it up. If it's not meta, because if you don't play meta in Warzone, it punishes you. It really does punish you. And I was saying to the girls earlier, actually, I don't think that this season there's been a gun meta so much, which is nice because it means that you can play around with your own weapons and choose what you like. And I'm currently liking my SBR, and I think I'm running an MP5 or the LC10, which is a new one. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm liking at the moment.
Yeah. My go-to from like season 1 has always been the Kilo. All kitted out. That gun can be as effective as a sniper. But you do lose out on the short ranges with the Kilo. But that's the gun I always find myself going back to. But like Polar was saying, you get punished if you don't use the meta. So at the minute I'm running the AMAX Mac 10 until the next meta comes along, and then I guess I'll be running that.
Yeah.
I think Old Faithful is my rat shield and bang sticks.
Bang six.
Bang sex, let's go.
That's my Old Faithful. I don't think I'm ever going to change that. I think I'm always going to run those when I can.
I mean, that's why they're in
Yeah.
the picking picture.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Like I say, it's one of them. So, especially last season when the AUG and FFR were the meta, and if you didn't run them, you were getting very
No
far.
point in playing.
Absolutely.
I was effectively forced to do that, but this season, like I say, it seems to have sort of
Yeah, I think
not
most
evened out,
ARs,
but calmed
but
down slightly.
yeah, you don't have to play one particular weapon or one particular archetype of weapon to be successful.
Yeah. So
Yep.
what am I running? I'm running the Farah. It's that one that the reactive camo one that I got last season, but I love using
Yeah, that's
it.
a good one. It's
But-
the Farah is a really good gun, actually.
Yeah, I've been playing around with the Farah the last couple of weeks. It's
really good
very
at long
weapon.
range, I find.
Yeah.
Really
and-
good at long range.
Really good close range as well.
Yeah.
Like it's a really good assault rifle to pair with a sniper rifle because it does
That's what I
similar
do.
to the M4. It works at long range and also the shorter ranges.
Yeah. So I have a shorter range optic on my Farah, and then I use the Kark 98.
Yeah.
And
Good weapon.
so yeah, and I like you've got to have Ghost. Yeah, in my opinion, a lot of people don't, but no,
I would say for solos, you're dead if you don't.
yeah,
In duos, you could, one or two of you could have that. Quads, not so much. Trios, it comes in handy. I think it depends on the play style of the people.
yeah,
More so. Having a ghost loadout like for final circle definitely helps, especially if you've got people using baby monitors and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, because we have a friend who plays with us, and there's no point running Ghost because he just runs off like Rambo on his own little mission, and he quite openly tells everyone where we are because he goes running across. We're like, right, we're gonna do this. Hang on, where's
Sounds
he
like
gone?
Meg.
And
No,
you
I'm just kidding.
and you look at the map and you can see his little
Meg doing
triangle
Meg shit.
disappearing,
Yeah.
and then you just see that he's been shot and he's dead.
hmm
Hang
So
on. Sometimes when I do my Meg shit, I come back with 3 or 4 kills.
She
You do
does.
pop off.
I'm like a puppy playing fetch.
She does.
Just go and get my kills, and then I come right back.
You're no. Let's back this up. You're
She's
like a
always-
squirrel. She's like a squirrel.
Squirrel with
She's
nuts.
like, what? Did what?
Squirrel.
Did what?
Oh,
Did
squirrel.
squirrel?
Mhm. Yep,
Inaccurate.
We wouldn't have it any other way though, because we
Heck
all
no.
we all fit really well together. Polar's more of like she kind of sits back a little bit, but she's like good with her snipes and stuff, and she cleans up all the time. Meanwhile, me and Meg were running like Leroy Jenkins, and Polar just kind of sighs because she knows what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Just at the map looking for the buy station.
Yep.
Why am I getting these
Essentially.
back when this goes horribly wrong?
Okay. Do I have enough money yet? No, let's go do the scav.
So they tried different, or they do try different things or implementing things. Last season was a prime example where they started adding in zombies into certain parts of the map.
Mhm.
I can see Meg's face there straight away, so I can guess what the answer to this will be. But what are your thoughts on them doing stuff like that? Because I found it annoying because it effectively
I don't really didn't care for the zombies and stuff. I didn't care about none of that.
because they
I'm
have
thankful
they
it's
have,
only for a short time. You know,
Yeah, me too.
if they would have stuck around, honestly, I don't think I'd be playing the game as much.
Uh-uh.
But it was, it's a gimmicky thing. I think that they
Mm.
try out, test it, see how it goes.
It's zombies is always an element of COD I've not enjoyed, and now we're into Cold War, which is a Treyarch game. Treyarch,
zombies. Yep.
they kind of took off with zombies in the first game and have made it their brand. And I don't know if any of you played Blackout, which was the Call of Duty attempt at a battle royale before Warzone that didn't go too well.
Yeah.
But they did the same in that. They put zombies in it, and it just ruins. I find
Made it
the
bad.
game like.
Yeah.
I agree.
No one's necessarily interested in that kind of mini game,
Yeah.
and it becomes an inconvenience because the circles are randomized. Like, it can become a massive inconvenience towards endgame when you and 3 other teams are forced into an area where you've got essentially a PvE AI
Mm-hmm.
thing determined to kill you. It's
Yeah.
no,
Well, also nearer the
not
end
in
where
battle royale. No thanks.
where they
Yeah.
had the zones, so where the zombies were, and there was the circle zones, and when you went in there, and it sort of like stopped you going to certain parts of the map, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get
Yeah.
my head around it.
It was so frustrating as well because then you'd be like landing in other parts of the map and you'd be going, "There's a person here. Why are you here? Go away!"
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause, yeah.
we lost a game, I think, me and some people I were playing with, because the final circles ended up in one of the gas circles.
Yeah.
But it was like from circle 4 or 5, where you've normally still got like 10 to 15 teams up. And by that circle there were 3 teams left, and you just knew it was just people sat in the gas with using stims so they didn't die. Like, it just
Right.
ruined the game, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, restock and stim thing. Fun.
They've got a zombies mode for a reason that's separate.
Hmm.
That's just my opinion. There may be some people here that did like the zombies. Tying it to the story, they didn't need to. It could have just been a terrorist faction fired missiles at
Bless
the
you.
map just to do it. They didn't need the zombies there. But I don't know. I could see what they were trying to do. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm with you. It seemed kind of null and void. The narrative wasn't necessarily required. But yeah, it just seems like they did a lot of that build up for them to give us a new map.
which is my next question. Verdansk or Verdansk 84? And
I like the new map or the new. I guess this new one. I like.
The
I
new
didn't
old
like it
map.
at first.
I like both maps, to be honest. The original map, obviously it had a lot more places to hide in, it was a lot more dark, a lot more dingy. Whereas this new one's a bit brighter, but it's giving you more cover and there's a lot less like spaces to run through without hiding. So you can actually travel with being a little bit more careful. So I don't know, I like both.
I
Anyway.
think Verdansk. But maybe that's because I've not played 84 so much, and I'm still getting confused about things. I don't know why they've changed the color of everything. That has absolutely ruined the call-outs I've been learning for the last
like
year.
on blue. Come on, it's now red.
Top blue.
Yes.
It was red.
Yes.
That's green?
Now,
now?
yeah, I don't freaking know, but honestly,
Well, Verdansk 84 is incredibly bright. Incredibly bright. Not just inside the corridors and the stairwells and stuff.
it makes it really difficult to see as well. Like, if you
Yeah,
notice
so
the windows are incredibly
Oh,
dirty, right?
Me and well, he's just popped up in the chat. We were on about that, so we were looking out of a window, and you just couldn't see anything because it was that bright.
No, the skybox is unnecessarily bright, and I can't for the life of me find a filter to dull it that doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're
Dull
looking
the whole map.
in the direction of where the sun is, 9 out of 10 times you ain't going to be able to see a sniper glare.
Now,
Nope.
for me, obviously there was the big problem of the rose skin the previous season and how it couldn't be seen, and it couldn't. It basically just disappeared. And I'm just thinking, have they just whacked the brightness up to 10? Just instead of sorting the skin out, just whack the brightness up to 10, and there you hopefully be able to see it. I don't know.
I think that's what they did because they said there were changes to the rose skin,
But they
I
haven't
can't for the
changed the
life
rose.
of me see
No,
them.
I
They
can't.
haven't.
And yeah, because I only recently moved to PC, so I can't imagine what the last couple of seasons must have been like to play on console. Because I've had to go in and change all of my available settings, and I still can't see that skin half the time. It's
Yeah,
mind-blowing.
It's not the best on console. It's still bright. The thing that I'm not over keen on is they still haven't introduced the field of view on console. But well, for PS5 and the new Xbox, I'd love to have the field of view like they introduced on Destiny, where you can whack it up to 105 and it makes it. I'm like,
So much.
It's
actually quite
PC players have been
hilarious.
playing like this for.
Yeah, it makes me laugh actually because the amount of times when I play with PS players and console players, and I'm like, I see things that they don't until they've turned around a full 180 almost. I'm like, how did you see that? Oh yeah, field of view.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what would you like to, if you could add anything to the game? Well, a new map, a new map. But if you could add anything to the game, what would you add?
Blackout map.
Blackout
See, I
map.
wouldn't. I've not played those, so I would never know. But I don't know. Like,
More pretty outfits.
no.
Don't
that-
say that, Red. You'll give them
That just
ideas.
means exactly. We'll be spending
Well,
money.
More
thought-
Fucking hell.
Have
Give
you,
me a tutu and let me beat someone up with that and see how bad their day is.
Have you seen the skins that are coming?
Mm-mm.
Rambo.
No, I've not.
Rambo.
Hang
Hang on. Somebody had said it was Rambo and was it like can't remember what the other one was.
I want a Snoop Dogg skin.
They're going for the 80s action film. People.
Was it Rambo and
Wow.
Bruce Willis? Was it?
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
It was a Bruce Willis one.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I think, well, in my opinion, another big film from the 80s was Predator. So they'll have Arnold Schwarzenegger from that movie in,
Mhm.
and like Queen says, it gets people spending money.
It
Yeah.
does.
But hear me out.
They've got bigger
Here-
hitboxes than everyone else.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Wraith, okay, dressed in a tutu that every time I beat someone with my bang sticks, it throws up rainbow dust. Can you imagine how mad?
Have you been playing Fortnite recently, Red? Because that kind of rings for Fortnite.
I just want to look cute.
In 1984,
In a-
during
Yeah, hey, tutus
Oh.
were back then.
In a,
And
war,
so
in a warfare game.
I would love
I
it.
love you, Red.
Oh, for adding stuff to the game, a new map is. I think they've got to get rid of Verdansk and bring something new in. They won't now because obviously they've just done what they've done now. So if they keep,
they can get another year out of this map now.
They can get another year out of this one. So I'd hope in 12 months' time a completely new map would come. But
Verdansk 1927.
They probably will.
Yeah. If the rumoured new Call of Duty is what it's rumoured. But I don't know. I thought they've got helicopters, but the maps isn't big enough for air. I was thinking more Battlefield, because Battlefield has jet fighters and stuff. Could they
bring in tanks. Tanks would be amazing. They really wouldn't. Do not bring in tanks.
Could you imagine having to take down a tank?
It would be exactly the same as having a freaking juggernaut, but different.
It would just be a Bertha with more AoE damage.
If you're gonna bring in tanks, at least give me the option to open the door and throw a grenade down there.
So, moving on to the next topic. Gulag Girls. That's you three.
Guilty as charged.
Yes. And again, there you are in cartoon form, where Queen is talking from.
Yeah.
So, how did the Gulag Girls come about?
Funny you asked that.
Polar
discussion. Because Megs and I used to play Warzone on Wednesday, so we called it Warzone Wednesday. And somehow, I don't know how, but Red Queen kind of joined in.
How in the world did y'all ever even think that was a good idea?
I have no idea. I really don't. I have no clue. And then I don't know how we even managed. The name Gulag Girls just kind of like. I think I was constantly in the gulag, so I think that's what it was. Really, Gulag Girls.
That's like me, 10 seconds into every game.
And I think the Gulag Girls was born with that essentially. So yeah, do you girls have anything to add to it?
Yeah, I'm glad it came along because I was going through a pretty rough time trying to transition out of Destiny and all the stuff that was going on in my personal life. And whenever Polar and Megs asked me if I wanted to play with them and start playing Gulag Girls, I was like, heck yeah, this sounds fun. But I didn't realize that I would end up actually making like really, really good friends with you guys. And it was like family. So it's kind of like one of those things where when we play on Wednesday, we're like, hey, okay, we're here, we're chilling. What's your week been up to? How's things been going? Because we're all busy. We all got lives and personal lives and work and school. But it came along at a good time, and we all three just kind of fit together. I'm silly, goofy. I am not the serious type. Meg, I would put Meg as more of like the serious. All right, let's get our butts in gear.
One. I think she's the hardcore one.
She's definitely the hardcore one that
player. Whips us up.
And I hate myself for it sometimes.
She's a sweat, bro. She's the sweat of the group.
I just want to sit down and have fun on the game sometimes, but I can't. So I'm just like, I will kill everything.
And then you have Polar, like she kind of makes the decisions and stuff. She's like, all right, this is a good idea. Let's do this. And then, but we all like.
When we don't make good ideas, I like let you fly helicopters. That's not a good idea.
I thought it was most vehicles in general.
I would like to state that as the Gulag Girls, the last vehicular incident we did have
was
Polar. I do believe that was you.
It was 100%.
I believe you. You didn't even hit an obstacle. I think you just threw the helicopter into the ground.
She was with us.
20 meters ahead of me, I didn't realize how close to the ground
she was focused on the guy. She was watching the guy and not where she was flying, and flew us into the dirt.
Yeah.
Straight.
Hi, Polar.
But I
And then
don't know.
me, the other side of the ravine, like, how am I supposed to res them? They're stood out in the open, 120 meters away.
Somehow Meg has avoided both disasters: the polar crash and the queen running my teammates out of the
Into the gas! Oh my god, Queen! This is why we can't get into cars with Queen. What does she do? She takes you out beyond into the freaking edges. And like even
We were
when
in
you're
a
trying to be-
tournament.
Oh my god.
We were in a tournament when that
We were in a
happened, and Meg
tournament
goes-
for that
We
one.
were actually, yeah.
Meg was like, "Do you guys care to explain what just happened?" I
I
hate Red Queen.
I was furious. I was fuming. I'm like, really?
It was like this, like. We're in a tournament.
But we did kill the guys that we chased out of the gas, though. I do want to throw that in there. All right, every single one of them died. Every single one of them died, and I made it out of
To
the
the
gas.
We didn't get the kills for it.
I made it out of the gas. I did make it.
Yeah, of course
but-
you made it out, Queen. Nice. Well done, you. Mhm.
For future reference, guys, if you're in a vehicle and it drives out of the map, when you get out of the vehicle, the timer resets. So you get a full 5 seconds to get back out.
Well,
I feel like that's advice I never had to give ever. But while it's fresh on my mind.
so everyone in chat, get a pen and paper.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of how it kind of was born, really, Gulag Girls, and it's just about having fun. And throughout that, to be honest, I think we've all become better gamers as well. Actually, like that, we've improved a lot in terms of our game, how we do it, what we do. We've actually had a number of wins. Normally, we'd always get a win, at least one. We've had, I think,
yeah.
we've had a back-to-back game,
Yeah, we got
back-to-back wins
back-to-back
before.
once.
Yeah. You know, and that's what it is really. It's about having fun, mixing all three of our communities and just chilling out with people in a video game that we actually enjoy. And the Gulag Girls kind of became content, you know, because of the stupid
Yeah.
shit that we get up to. And sometimes alcohol's
Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Can never fault
Shenanigans.
having alcohol involved. Ever.
Yeah. Well, before we go any further, I have to bow myself out, guys, because I got to go take care of some things. But I just wanted to say before I leave, Crusher, like, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for asking us to come on. And next time I'll be decent and I'll actually show my face. And I do have a hoodie just like Polar and Meg's, okay? I do have one. I'll wear it. I'll wear it.
You know,
No, it's
there was only ever 4 of these hoodies made, and 3 of them are grey, 1 of them's pink. I still have the other one.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah, haven't given
But
it away yet.
I'll leave you guys to it. I'm sorry I have to leave so early. I just got a bunch going on today, but I just want to tell you, Megs and Polar, I love you guys, and I'm super
Love
glad
you.
that I have
You
you
too,
guys.
Red!
Crasher, keep them in line.
I will do, and I'll message you later, Queen. We've got
All right.
we have
I'm
some
still
stuff
gonna
to
be lurking in
discuss.
chat, so in case Polar wants to talk about me running people in the gas and stuff, I'll still be lurking in chat. I'll be
Okay,
listening.
don't worry. I will.
All right, bye guys.
Right,
Be
take
around
care,
to
Queen.
defend
Talk about your
herself.
bang sex too, so you know.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
So, she completely threw me there.
Mhm.
So, you've sort of answered the next 2 questions with what you've just been saying, but obviously you've said how the Gulag Girls came about. But next question was what makes the Gulag Girls work, and you've explained it now as a viewer, because I do pop into your chats and I watch. I love watching it. One, because I like Warzone, but you guys having a laugh, it makes it enjoyable for us to watch.
Yeah, I mean, there are times we do get stressy, trust. You know,
Oh, don't
we
worry,
do. It does happen.
That question's coming.
I feel like I think because we just let it go, if that makes any sense. It's like whatever happens, happens. Sometimes we might, you know, fester on it a little bit or whatever, but you know, if we do that, or if we notice that, then we will definitely do like a chicken run and dump ourselves at superstore or a hot drop or something like that, just
How
to
it
get it
cleanser.
out of our exactly, just to get it out of our system.
Yeah.
And I think the Polly yells at me. Yes, I do, Red. But I feel like
everyone.
I do actually. I'm just bad. See, but I think the thing is, it's like we all have it's like we have individual parts to play, if that makes sense. We all have our time to shine, and we all have our good traits that we bring,
Mhm.
and I think they meld really, really well, and that's why it works.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So, this is a viewer question. I got sent this the other day, specifically to ask you for tonight. And I'm sure the person, yeah, I can see the name in chat. But they were wondering, Gulag Girls is just obviously the three of you at the moment. Is there plans for the future to expand the Gulag Girls and bring in not like a big clan, but just have more members involved, so there's a few more of you, or is it a case of just keeping it?
To be honest, we haven't really talked about that kind of stuff.
No, we've not.
I don't know whether the Gulag Girls is outside of the three of us would work, but like being more involved in community aspects, we have thought about and we have talked about, and we are wanting to do. So there's going to be some community involvement between all three of our communities. We hope. Fingers
We're working
crossed.
on something.
We are working on something.
Cool.
The cogs are turning. People.
No, I wasn't on about boys, Queen. I wasn't on about boys.
This joystick has
Yeah, I mean,
has
we've always like had other.
we had
like-
guests in.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
guests that come and play with us. Like, I'm actually shook because since starting Gulag Girls, there is a extremely large, excuse me, like female Warzone community outside of, and it's something I'd never seen before. Like, being in the COD community as long as I have, like, it's insane. Like, women's only tournaments are happening like weekly now. It's
And there's some
wild
really
and
cracked players, like so much better than I will ever be. You know, that kind of thing. I'm
Oh,
just like,
same.
yeah, no, it's just ridiculous how good they are.
Yeah.
With you mentioning tournaments, would you the three of you, be looking at entering tournaments as the Gulag Girls just for? No, I'm going to try and word this carefully. 'Cause,
As a competitive thing,
with
I
the-
don't think we would do that.
with the aim to win,
Hmm.
but to play with as an experience as the Gulag Girls, if you see what I mean.
Yeah,
I hope I
I
worded that
do.
quite right without.
No, I think the thing is, ultimately, I think we know our strengths. Megs is definitely a tournament player, 100%, and she does play them a lot more.
Mm.
And there comes with experience too. So there's a lot of experience gained by playing those kind of tournaments. And most tournaments are kill tournaments. I'm not a high kill player, you know. Red is better than me in that kind of respect. So in terms of our strengths, like as a unit, we've done them for I think we did it for a charity event. Did we do it for a charity event? I can't remember, but it wasn't a serious event that we entered in on the tournament with. And I feel like I'm okay to do those. It's just that I personally lack experience in tournaments, so I wouldn't be taking it so seriously. If you know what I mean.
I'm the same. I have never done competitive before, but I don't have the personality. How can I put it? To be able to do a lot of competitive, because I'm too competitive.
Right.
But like, I am extremely competitive.
So you're.
But I'm also quite realistic in that I appreciate that I'm under the skill level required for the competitive levels that I'll be playing at. And that just harbors frustration and it doesn't make you feel good as a gamer. So I'm very
I thought that's because
very loosely
uh,
getting
It's like
into
if it's
tournaments.
for fun, then yeah, I'm down for it. But I have been in a tournament and it like even in a live tournament setting, and I really didn't like it. I really didn't like how it was feeling, how it made me feel at the end of it. Because you become hard on yourself if you don't win,
yeah,
or if you don't do something well enough, or if you feel like you've let your teammates down, you know. And that for me is a big thing because ultimately we are about friendship, and I wouldn't want to ruin that for anything, for any
yeah,
tournament.
yeah. It was something my son mentioned when I said you were coming on because he plays in, and I'll put this disclaimer out now. They are not sponsoring this stream, but is it Z Leagues? It's like a
Yes, I've heard
tournament
of Z
thing.
Leagues.
I know a lot of these massive YouTubers, but he's played in there with his brother, and they won the doubles, and it was a free to enter one, so there was no money involved. But he was saying that they can get the average your team's KD, so there's something you have to do, which releases the information. So it's a bit like that. What was that website that got shut down that they could access?
SBMM.
SBMM.
So it was something along those lines, and it put you into divisions on skill or something.
Yeah.
And he really enjoyed it. But I wasn't sure if that was something you were looking at doing. Obviously,
Yeah, that's the other thing, is it's like,
friendship's more important, and you've got Monica from Friends here, super competitive.
Yeah. Like, if I get in a mood, I will burn this goddamn house down and then have to apologize about it 45 minutes later. So I'm very cautious about that kind of mentality that I have.
Right, so she isn't here to stick up for herself now.
Let's go.
Next question is, how would you describe each other whilst playing? So obviously, don't answer for yourself. Let somebody else answer. So we'll start off.
Like,
Who's the most
right.
toxic?
I believe I'm the most toxic. Yeah, I'm probably the most toxic. I normally call every other person a cunt. So.
Fair enough.
And I'm probably the one that's most likely to bag.
I'm definitely the second most toxic.
Although Red does actually have her toxic moments, to be fair. She could be hilarious when she gets her bang sticks out. I tell you, that and her turtle shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just coming back from the gulag and she just drops straight in where she's died because she's off on a
Yep.
mission after him. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I feel like we all have an element of toxicity, but I think I'm probably the most toxic. I don't know. I think
moments.
Yeah,
I can be awful.
I'm like, for me, I feel like I feel confident when I play the game with Meg, because I know that Meg's 9 out of 10 times got my back, even if I may not necessarily have hers. I feel like, communication, I think, is a really important tool, and we're still learning that. There are still times when we need to work on that a bit more.
Yeah.
And I feel that because we only play once a week. We don't necessarily play all the time together. And I feel like we'd be a mean fighting machine if we did. But we might also get on each other's nerves if we did at the same time. So, the once a week thing, I think, works quite well.
Yeah.
I think Red Queen kind of she knows when there's sometimes might feel a bit tension. She knows how to just break it like that and go off and do dumb shit, for which we normally are laughing at for some particular reason.
Absolutely.
Or shouting at her for being a pain in the ass. Like, Queen? Really, Queen? Okay, Queen. Yeah, fuck you, Queen.
Queen, get the fuck away from that chopper.
I know. Put the bang sticks down!
Oh, that's great. So, I'm going to move on to the final topic for this evening, which is about streaming. So, this is what you guys do most days of the week. It's what people know you from. It's what people in chat know you from. So, I couldn't let you go without asking you streaming stuff. So, how long have the pair of you been streaming?
Five, 6 years.
Wow, is this the
I
hardest question of the evening?
I feel like it will be 6 years next month for me.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's 5 years for me in June, something like that.
oh, that's some
Yep.
going. That's actually a really long time in streaming terms,
Mhm.
isn't it?
It is.
It's insane.
It's
What what
nuts.
what got you into streaming?
I I'd just moved back to my hometown from London. But to do that I had to lose my job. So I was gaming more than I should have been because I was out of work. And I got to a point after about 4 or 5 months where I was like, this is just completely unproductive. So I started streaming because then I felt like I was being more productive, and Lord knows I was. But yeah, that's genuinely why I started. I was like, this gives me a reason to get dressed rather than laying in bed playing games all day. I have to actually get up and do stuff with it. And yeah, I gave it a try. Turns out I really liked it. And 6 years later, I'm still doing it every now and then.
For me, a friend basically messaged me and said, "Can you stream?" I was like, "What's that?" They'll like download Twitch onto my PlayStation because he's like watching streamers. And his streamers weren't streaming, and I was like, okay, fine. But I was like, why can't we just share play? Like
Yeah,
I'll play while he's watching. He's like, I'm too far away from a PlayStation. I'm like, are you serious? So he made me download the Twitch app onto my PS4, and kind of did that. That's where it started for me.
so what do you both enjoy the most from streaming?
I think it's the community aspect of it. That, and also it's like my space. Um, Sometimes I use it as my place to get away from things. That's throughout the whole 5 years I've been streaming, there have been elements where that has definitely been key. But I feel like it's the friendships, the people I've met, the community that surrounds it, the communities I'm part of. Because it's not just necessarily my community. I'm also in like so many other ones too.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that's the main thing for it really, because it's more than just pressing play and broadcasting on a console. I've gone from doing that on a PS4 to doing PC streaming and having like 3 freaking screens and all this kind of stuff and some kind of massive like setup over the years, for which the community have actually provided for me, so
yeah,
I owe it to them. And it also gives me the ability to do what I really enjoy, which is fundraising. I've always done charity work ever since I can remember. One of my very first early charity gigs was when I was 7 years old and I used to read books. It was a thing called the Readathon, MS Readathon for multiple sclerosis. And I did that when I was a kid in primary school. And so I've always had some kind of done something, whether it's towards cancer, doing a 5K, doing fundraising. I did like the peaks in Wales, for cancer research, for mind, for mental health, for all sorts.
yeah,
And streaming has basically opened more more exposure to smaller, not necessarily well recognized charities, which I prefer to promote. So that I think has been one of my biggest best things that I could do with it.
Yeah, that's all brilliant. That.
Mm-hmm. You have done some fantastic things, Pola. I am
Thank you.
insanely proud of you.
Aww. Bless. But yeah, it wouldn't be done without the entire community, though. So that for me is the key thing.
Yeah. What about you, Meg?
Um, I think it is just the community elements. I mean, like Pola said, not just communities surrounding myself, but like other people's communities that I'm a part of. Like, there's always someone. How do I word this? Like, there's always someone that's playing the game you want to play in the way you want to play it, and there's always someone that you're going to be able to gel with and connect with, and they could be anywhere in the world, and I just find that an insanely fascinating concept.
I know,
And that's
right?
why I've never really been able to leave Twitch without coming back. It's addictive.
I mean, if you think about it, okay, I know that sometimes in my streams, I have people from Australia, from America, from all over Britain, from South Africa, from all over Europe, literally Brazil, there isn't a place that's not touched. Okay, maybe the Arctic and the Antarctic, but like the reach of it is global, and it's insane how that the sort of technology and what we do today does that, and it means that you can make more friends. Like one of the things for me, I was born in Australia. Facebook changed the way the world communicated for me. Like before Facebook, it was literally letter writing and whatever else, and sometimes AOL Messenger, right?
God,
Which we always forgot about. But the only reason why I have Facebook today, even though I don't really use it, is because I keep in contact with my family back over in Australia. Because if it wasn't for that, it would, telephone calls over there rather expensive.
Yes.
So, you know, um,
True.
but yeah, there you go.
No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. I've made so many friendships whilst I've been, well, I don't know how long I've been streaming now. 9 months, I'd like to say.
Wow,
Maybe heading towards a year. I'm I'm a newbie.
you're a baby.
I'm a baby.
Baby streamer.
But
Yeah.
in that time, I've made some incredible friends. There's Empress Jadis, who's in chat now. There's Reaper. There's Grandad Gaming. There's Governor, and these are people that I have got to know and chat to through the day. Just in private Discord messages, we chat, we have a laugh, and it's I'm properly grateful, and to the little small community that I have, because they come and show me support every time I click the live button, and we have a laugh, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, is that? I mean, to be honest, the pressing the go live button is always the most daunting thing to ever do, every single time, and that never changes, no matter how many years you stream for.
Yeah.
You're always wondering whether someone will actually turn up.
Or get an error message like what happened to me before we went live when I clicked
Hey, at
it.
least it happened before you went live, let
Yes.
alone like some of the stuff that happens during being live.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
quite finished yet, so I'll touch wood that nothing happens. So, obviously, with the vast experience, 11 years between you of streaming, what advice would you give to anyone looking at or starting up streaming? Even if it's just a little bit of advice?
I think there's three things for me. One,
Okay.
forget numbers. It's not a numbers game. As much as it might be for partnership and all that kind of stuff, know what it is that you really, really want, and just don't even think about numbers. Play the game that you want to do, or do what you want to do. Ultimately, one of the things I will say is that it can be quite tough. So you do need to have a bit of a thick skin. But yeah, I think that's probably the main things for me. but basically play what you feel is good and what makes you happy, because the moment that your happiness stops is the moment then the rest of your stream will pick that up and everything else starts going down. So and I feel too, be real. Unless what you want to do is create a character, like I don't know, Doctor Disrespect or what have you else. If you want to do that kind of stuff, fine, go ahead and do so. But other than that, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to add, Meg?
Don't expect the world, I think, when you start streaming. I think too many people don't kind of think about or understand how when they start streaming, there is going to be a period of time, and it could be a long period, and it could be a period that will keep coming over you again and again, where you're going to be streaming to 0 viewers. You have to do it for yourself and for nobody else.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good thing. I mean, one of the things I like at the moment is Get Wrecked Do the Reactor. The Reactor series is really good. So if you go and check out their YouTube, go and check out when they are live and doing those. Gives good advice in relation to starting up streaming, stuff that I never had. But and I feel like that's a key thing. Get used to being able to talk to yourself. And if you don't know what to say, describe what you're doing. If you go into a lot of streamers, even if they've got like thousands and thousands of viewers on them, they're actually describing or reciting what it is they're doing, what their next steps are, and all that kind of stuff. I'm terrible at that. I really am terrible at that. For me, I feel like most of my streams are just me resting bitch face, and I've got this conversation going on in my own head about what I'm doing, how I'm going to get there, and I'm already thinking, right, of what my next steps are, but I haven't actually vocalized them.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the same.
There's always something to improve on, to be fair. So, I think that's probably that's a good one. Yeah. Don't know what else.
Yeah.
I think also, I mean, just in life, have no expectations. That's usually what one it goes for me. Have no expectations. You're not disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sorry, go on, Meg.
Sorry. Another thing I've had to tell some people is if you don't enjoy it because something's not going the way you expect it to, stop. Because the minute you're not enjoying it, you're gonna go no further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, all I was going to say is that I echo exactly what you guys have said. Becoming this 1,000 viewer streamer doesn't happen overnight.
It takes time.
And
not being funny. What's his name? Ninja. 8 years.
I've been doing this so long. I don't think I'd want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people it takes them less than that. But there's a lot of effort. Yeah, you got to put in the work. There is a lot of work involved in it. It's about networking. But networking the right way. I'm not talking about ass kissing. I'm not talking about, trying to make people, make actual friends with people and be genuine. Don't network in a way where all you want to do is get from it. Because unless you're giving, why would you? The way I tend to see it is as long as you're giving without expectation of return, you're doing the right thing. And one day eventually you will get that return.
Yeah.
When you least expect it.
Yeah. With your third member who isn't here, when I started streaming, gave me the best bit of advice. You only get what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just go duh like that, because you have to put the effort in, like you said.
What sets you apart from everybody else? You've got 20,000 plus streamers at any one moment in time. What makes you special?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, especially with this being more Warzone orientated, I'm afraid new streamers coming in, you're gonna have to really, really work if you want to be Nick Merckx, Tim the Tap Man.
Oh, come on. No one can ever be that. Like,
No, but
not even Iron gets that. So
but-
they get like 50, 100, 100,000,
1,000.
150,000 views.
yeah, but
That's
some come in with blinkers on, thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to
That's
do this. I'm going to be
fine.
up there." It doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. And that's
But
just
even
been-
still, even if you get hosted by someone with 20,000 viewers, right? The next time you see them in the directory, they've only got 20. And it's like that massive differentiation. It's about, when you have those kind of opportunities, make sure you make the most out of it.
yeah,
Like, because that's when you've got to put your good face on your selling and go like, why do you want to come back to me?
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and that can be very, very difficult, but it can also be incredibly daunting because partnership isn't the end goal when it comes to these kind of things. It's just the beginning,
Yeah,
and it depends on what you want ultimately as well, because not everybody gets into streaming. I never did. I never got into streaming for it to be my way of life, to be my only income, for it to be, my day job. I never got into streaming with that in mind. In fact, I didn't have anything in my mind. Still don't. So I think like it depends on what your plan is and what you want ultimately, and what you want to get out of it.
yeah, definitely. Well, I just have to keep plugging away, chipping away, putting work into it. I don't want to be a post for the rest of my life, but that pays the bills. It's as simple as that, and you've got to be realistic as well. There's got to be an air of being realistic in your own head of what's going on.
And it takes time,
It does.
Like, in order to be famous on TikTok, you have to put out at least 10 TikToks a day for 100 days.
I still don't understand TikTok.
Um,
My daughter just shows me all these videos, and I'm just like, what?
it's YouTube for funny people in
Mhm.
very small bursts.
Yes.
Right, okay. I just see her doing some dances and singing that she's apparently it's a new craze on TikTok, and I'm just like, wow.
Mhm.
But I've heard it's quite popular.
That's a very specific area of it. It's like gaming TikTok is.
Yeah,
Pretty
you'll
big as
find.
well.
Just don't go into kink talk unless you're into that kind of thing.
No.
I stumbled upon something called shit talk the
Really?
other day.
No.
Go on
Yeah.
then.
Literally,
I'm leaning
guys that
forward
work
for
in
this.
drainage just making videos of them unclogging drains.
Drains.
Really?
Oh god. Ew. I don't ever want to find that. Ever.
That was on my For You page.
Dang.
Just like,
What?
why is this here? Whilst then clicking
What have
the
you
link
been
and
Googling?
continually
Yeah.
watching the video. I don't know how their algorithm works. I get everything on there.
Right, so we are at the end. So yeah, we are at the end. It's all right. I'm meant to be getting a pair of glasses. I haven't got them yet, so I'm trying to read.
Thank you.
I'm trying to read. Look, I write a script, so do it all proper. It's pen and paper.
You don't get much of that anymore.
No, you
I
don't.
Dang.
No. So I thought I'd go old school and go pen and paper. But
Nice
It's-
vintage.
yes.
Vintage ink.
In keeping with Verdansk 84.
Yes, definitely. What I will say though, it's been an absolute pleasure to have the three of you on. I know she's not here now, but the three of you. I've been super excited since obviously you all said yes and that you would come and join me. And I've been looking forward to it because I love doing these podcasts, and like I've said before, they're mainly Destiny, but because I love Warzone, I could not think of three people better to get on to join me for it. And because I enjoy watching the three of your streams while playing the Gulag Girls, because it is really entertaining. And if there's anybody not seen Wednesday nights and watching either Meg, Paula, or Red Queen for Gulag
We should
Girls.
probably do a highlights video somewhere. Maybe we can go back and grab some old clips or something.
Yeah.
That would be good.
It would be, I think, a year of we've got a year anniversary coming up for Gulag Girls.
That's true.
Really?
We could do a 1-year montage.
We could.
Yeah, cogs are moving.
Yeah,
They are
I
indeed.
can hear them now.
And thank you very much for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
No, thank you.
I've been honoured to be here, so thank you.
So what we always do at the end of a stream, we'll go raid another channel. But first off, chat, show these lovely ladies some love because they've been brilliant guests. A great laugh. Got to find out bits about them that maybe you didn't know. So really enjoyable. So shower them in love in chat while I find where we're going. You see that? See, I'm very clever. This is the filler bit. So I get chat to distract you while I'm just switching to another tab. And we're going to see where we're going to go. Right, let's go. Let's go raid a channel where I've never been before, another member of Team Sublime. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get around everyone since Queen put me in charge, or with her, of Sublime. I'm trying to get about and see all different types of people. So there should be a raid command going into the chat. It's one of them copy and paste things that we go and spam the other person's chat and they think, fucking hell, what's going on?
I'm ready.
Let me get my copy pasta game up.
So we're going to go see Dasty Striker. Like I say, an active member of Sublime. Never been to his channel before, but I like every once or twice a week we go find a channel where we haven't been before. We go show them the love that you guys always show me and all the support you show me and show what a wonderful community you are. So we will start that. Do that. And I think I'm about ready now. I do apologise. I will get the hang of this eventually. When I get my extra screen set up and I've got it on a separate screen, I'm just a bit limited for space at the moment.
I feel you.
It's all good. We all started small. Don't, trust.
Oh,
That's it.
it's alright. My 14-year-old son doesn't know I'm kicking him out soon because I'm going to take over his bedroom. He's got a better setup up there than I have.
Speak of it.
So again, thank you very much, the both of you, for joining me. Thank you everyone for joining me for another edition of this podcast. And again, go show the love and support to Dasty. Hammer his chat with the raid command, and I will catch you all when I'm back. Oh, I'm back tomorrow for Trials of Osiris. So I'm back for tomorrow for Trials of Osiris. Trials of
Have fun in
Stasis.
Trials.
Trials of Stasis. But yeah.
Play Warzone. There's no stasis.
Yes, I know. I might. Well, that's Saturday. But anyway, good night, everyone.
Night.